welcome back to my channel. My name is Pika and I do fragrance reviews. So welcome back everybody. In today's video, it's a video dedicated to people who either dislike Delina or like Delina, and I'll tell you why. Some people who really like Delina, sometimes they want maybe a more inexpensive version, or maybe they just want something a little bit different, whereas people who dislike Delina, maybe there's a note within Delina that doesn't necessarily work for them, or they don't think that it's worth the price, so they go and try to find a similar fragrance. So these fragrances are similar to Delina but all have their own special qualities, and they do share some similar notes as well. So I have roughly five, all ranging in different price ranges, in different from different houses, both niche and designer houses. So yes, I really hope that you enjoy the video, and before we get into this video, please like and subscribe, because I always forget to say that, and the likes, funnily enough, they do really help with exposure. They really help with people finding me and me finding perfume addicts. So let's just begin with the video. Okay, so the first fragrance that I have here is from a very, very inexpensive house. It's from the house of Oscar de la Renta, and this is a very inexpensive perfume. I've had it for an incredibly long time. I'm not even joking. And I used to own the white one as well, but I finished that one. People always assume that people with larger perfume collections, that they don't finish the bottles. Trust me when I say we really do. And for me, I always get a little bit annoyed with myself when I finish it, because I know that I'll have to repurchase it, especially if it's a fragrance that I really like. This one for me was like a bedtime fragrance. Very comforting, sweet, very girly, doesn't project a lot, doesn't have the best longevity, but for the price, I don't know what you expect. It's not going to be a powerhouse, and sometimes having a little bit more close to the skin fragrances is a good thing, especially if you don't want to overwhelm people or take people by surprise. So this is called Bella Rosa, and this is very similar to Delina. So it has a really beautiful, almost Bulgarian type rose in here. It has mandarin, it has musk. I believe it also has peony as well, but the thing that most stands out to me is 100% the sweetness, which is coming from, sorry about that, from the vanilla, and there's a very fresh juicy opening from the mandarin. So the qualities is that the mandarin has a bit of a sourness, which is a little bit similar to Delina because it has rhubarb and lychee. So that sourness mixed with the sweetness, with the fruitiness, combined with the rose and slight vanillic quality, really makes this very similar to Delina, but very inexpensive. I think I bought this bottle for maybe £30 all in all, which is very inexpensive. So yes, if you've never tried this one, please give it a go. Whether you like or dislike Delina, I think this is one that you'd definitely enjoy. So that is Bella Rosa. So the next fragrance that I have is one that is a real special one in my collection, and as you guys know, I talk about this one literally all the time, but I can't stop talking about it, and it's very similar to Delina. So this is TAIF from the house of Ormonde. Now this one, similar to Bella Rosa, opens up with a beautiful note of orange, like this beautiful mandarin orange. This also has dates, which gives it that sweetness, that vanilla, that vanillic kind of sweetness like Bella Rosa and Delina. This also has rose from TAIF. I think it also has peony as well, and it settles down into a beautiful ambery, musky kind of base. This is really fresh. very fruity, sweet, but the predominant note in this one is 100% the rose. The rose is a beautiful, almost like centifolia rose, that really pink, juicy, sweet, bright rose that you get. It's obviously from the area of TAIF, which is somewhere within the Middle East. I always forget exactly what region, but this is a really beautiful, gorgeous fragrance. Very elegant, perfect for summer, perfect for spring as well. Very invigorating, sparkling. It has that same sparkling quality that Delina has, that fresh tartness, and then settles down into a rosy, more vanillic kind of base. So this is beautiful. If you've never tried it, please give it a go, and it is still more affordable than Delina. So that is TAIF from Ormonde. So this next fragrance is also from the house of Ormonde, and you could just tell I'm a huge lover of Ormonde. As soon as I smelt their first fragrances back when, I just instantly fell in love. They're an amazing English house. So this is called Damask, and this is from their Le Soir, I think, collection. It doesn't say here, but it's from their more gourmandish kind of collection. In all honesty, I don't find those fragrances gourmand, and neither is this one, but this one is even more similar to Delina, and I'll tell you why. So it opens up, oh, wow, it opens up with lemon and blackcurrant, and then again goes down into a very sweet, pink, fleshy, like centifolia rose, and then goes into a little bit into a more strange direction. It has mineral notes. It also has different types of musk. This is a really big projecting fragrance, so that's something that you have to keep in mind. So this is actually perfect for the summer because it's very refreshing with that lemon, red berry, blackcurrant kind of note, which is very tart and fruity in the very beginning, then settles down into a pink, fleshy, very invigorating rose, and then settles down into a more musky, aquatic kind of base. So simply because of the tartness from the fruits as well as that pink sweet rose, it does really remind me of Delina. That same freshness that you find is definitely in here. I would say the only major difference between the two is that this one is more aquatic and this one's a little bit more ozonic. So this is definitely more geared towards the summer, I think, than Delina. But other than that, this one is an incredible fragrance. Again, more inexpensive than Delina. I think this one retails for 130 quid, whereas Delina in the UK retails for £195, somewhere in that region. So yeah, that's Damask by Ormonde. So the next and the very last fragrance that we're talking about is one that I don't have in my collection at the moment, but soon come it will appear in my collection, and I'll be using it a lot because I really enjoy this fragrance. So the fragrance is called Blouse by YSL. I shall put a picture up here somewhere. And the funniest thing is this is actually created by the same perfumer as Delina. So this is Quentin Biche creation. I really love Quentin Biche. As you guys know, I've always been a fan of Quentin Biche. I'm not the biggest fan of Delina, like the original Delina, but I appreciate why it's popular. It's very girly, it's fresh, it's, you know, I understand why. It just doesn't work exactly for me. However, I really appreciate his creations, one of which is Blouse from YSL. And Blouse is very similar to Delina, even though they don't share the exact same qualities, or the exact same notes, I should say. So in Blouse, you have a very bright opening. It has pink pepper, which is slightly spicy, has bergamot, you can definitely pick up the bergamot, and then goes down into a slightly greener, slightly softer mid with that beautiful pink, fleshy rose with peony. I don't know if there's actually peony in Blouse, but from when I did smell it, I picked up peony quite prominently. And then you have Galbanum, you have Angelica, then settles down into a musky, very comforting kind of base. So it's not as sweet as Delina, but it's definitely quite soft, airy, rosy, has a bit of tartness from the pink pepper and from the bergamot as well. So overall, they share the same kind of qualities, musky, that kind of thing, soft, pink, girly, but not exactly the same kind of notes. So that is Blouse from YSL. For me, the longevity and projection is actually better than Delina. I really appreciate Blouse, and I honestly cannot wait until it's in my collection. So guys, the last fragrance that I have is one that I forgot to include. Oh my gosh, and I had to turn on my camera again just so that I can include it. So this one is called Pivoine Souzhou by Armani, and this is very similar to Delina. Now this opens with raspberry, like this slightly orangey kind of opening as well. I don't know whether it actually has mandarin orange, but that's what I'm getting, very fruity, sweet, and then settles down into a lot of peony, which makes it very champagne-like, very fizzy, like sparkling water or sparkling rose water, something like that. It also has a really big note of, I think it's Bulgarian rose. It's not, or maybe is it TAIF rose? I'm not entirely sure, but from what the note said, it did contain Bulgarian rose. This is an incredible fragrance, very girly, is also much more inexpensive than Delina. So if you want to have a really great option, this is one that you need to try. So that is Pivoine Souzhou. So, as always, please like and subscribe below. Comment what you think are also Delina similar kind of fragrances or dupes, and yeah, I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys.